Hello there. Today I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from the tarot for some Archangel guidance, and but before I do that, I want to just create a space for what I'm doing here today. The idea of the using the tarot for angel guidance came from what I saw in a book by Liz Dean. Liz Dean is a known deck creator and a wonderful reader, and she was part of doing the Game of Thrones deck that you may know, and she's done a handful of deck creations and wonderful books, but it was in her tarot spreads book, and so I took inspiration of making it an exercise you can do. So we'll get this happening. I'm burning mugwort, which I grow in my garden, and so it sort of gets needs to get a little bit of a go on, but that's what sort of starts to help slow the energy down and for us to become centered alone. And oh, that's nice. We'll just create this space of wonderfulness and letting spirit know that we're open to receiving messages and guidance, and that we're also protected, and sending some wonderful mugwort to you. I love the smell of it. There's various things you can use. You don't have to use mugwort, it's just something that I prefer. I'll just leave that going there. And also I like to light a candle. That's it. There we go. I have my golden man-made lighter. It's wonderful. I can find it. And the mugwort goes out quickly, but that's what I like about it. It's just something that I like. But getting back to this, using the tarot for angel guidance. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. I have set this up with the 3 cards because I knew ahead what I was doing, and I also I'm going to be using this as part of another pick a card exercise that I sort of did in print on my Facebook. But getting back to it, you don't have to have a specific question, but if you have a question that you can ask the angels of the archangels of the tarot to guide you with, you can just simply say to yourself and get in touch with your breathing, and you can just say, please show me the angel which will guide me today, or guide me through this, or will help me step up to this. Because as with all divination, it's what you ask is important. So if you're doing this now with me, maybe there's something you'd like to ask about, whether it's something with your home, relationships, career, money, or just general guidance. It doesn't matter. Like all readings, take what fits and leave what doesn't fit. Now with the 3, I'll just put those there. Nice. With the 3 angels of archangels of guidance in the tarot, and I'm using the universal weight deck. We have our lovers with the Archangel Raphael. We have the temperance with Michael, the Archangel. To think for a minute there. And then we have Gabriel with judgment, which I'll get into more. So if you were to close your eyes before and pick a card when I had them lined up there, I know I probably didn't give the instructions properly, but if you're on my Facebook page, there was a pick a card, little picky with them all reversed. That's fine to do that. But if Another way you can do this as well on your own, in your own tarot practice, is shuffle your deck. And you could just use mages only, or you can just use the whole deck. It doesn't matter. And you just shuffle and ask for the angel for today, and you would get the first angel that would appear in your cutting of your deck, and that, or as you go through your deck, feeding it through, and that would be your angel message for today. So with the card, if you chose number 1, which was the Lovers, Archangel Raphael, a holy healer, and the Lovers show choices that we have in love and just in life, and choices that we make that bring us long-term happiness. Now, if you are asked about your home, perhaps your home life isn't as what you would like it. You may not be living in where you like at the moment, and you've been thinking about moving. When you drew card number 1 in the picker card, well then it's time to work towards getting what you want and finding that location and making that decision. I want to live here, and I want to do the steps that I want to do. So you make the decisions to get what you want that will bring you long-term happiness. I had someone come for a reading once, and they knew they wanted to live within a 10k radius of the CBD, and as an inspiration we talked about it, and they put a map up, circled it, put a couple of little stickers, perfect world, and then they worked to be in that inner 10Ks. That was for them. But if you get what I mean, that and then they put the angel card up on the wall beside it to get that guidance to help. It was working like a focusing tool. So if you asked about relationships, well, there's a love decision you may be faced with, and it's time to look at patterns in other relationships in the past that you've had and see what your current love is and how it all connects. Or if you're after a prospective new partner, think about what it is that you want, and then make the decisions on what you're going to do to I now attract that into my life, so when the time comes I make more decision. And if you're single, as I said, make the decision and you can manifest the right relationship for you using the Lovers. So you could have the Archangel on your altar, and you could say, well, guide me to the right relationship that I can offer my best and they will offer their best, and then we're supportive to each other. If you asked about career and money, when it comes to the Lovers card with the Angel Raphael, I'm sure it's Raphael, I have to check all the time, let me just check. Yeah, it is Raphael, the healer, and with the decisions, and a very holy angel there guiding with the lovely, giving the radiant guidance. Career choices might be easier under this vibration. Just look into, once again, I'm going to know and trust that I can make the choice that will be the best to support me and support where I want to go. Look, and also you might find under this guidance, look beyond money for future developments and ambitions. Had someone come for a reading the other day, and they were wanting a reading about career, and it come out, well, it's not about the money. And they said, yeah, you're right, the money's not the big issue with me, it's more about being around the right work environment, and that where I can grow with my creativeness. So once again, this card will support you. And if you didn't have a question, you just ask for angel wisdom to guide you today, follow the wisdom of your heart with this card, and put it on your altar, and know that you will make the best choice by following the wisdom of your heart. if there's choices to be made about love or relationships with that. Now, if you pick number 2 in this pick a card, which I talked about, you pick Temperance, and Temperance is a card of Michael, the Archangel Michael, the warrior angel, the angel of truth, the angel of protection. And Temperance, I'll just bring it up here for you, beautiful card, just shows that you're now connecting with your angels and your guides and your spirits, and what you do is you need to look for a sign with that. Now, if you're asked about the home, you know how sometimes if you're working and running a home, or you've got a project on and you've got a partner and you've got kids or grandkids, and it'll feel like there's all these demands on you, well, Temperance is there to remind you that it doesn't have to be this balancing act of spinning plates in the air. You have all the resources inside of you and the wisdom inside of you to be able to get balance to succeed and resources to succeed. If you ask about a relationship, well, this card suggests that you've reached a stage in the relationship when you can just reach that level of trust. Or maybe the relationship was going through a phase and now trust is what's bubbled up or what's behind any challenges you've been having, and you've reached that point where I'm just going to have to trust that this is going to work itself out. And if you're single, you could be guided to a new partner, and it could be like a little bit of an intense time. And once again, that's about trust, getting that balance right, drawing on the energy of Michael and saying, it's all going to work out. I trust the energy of the Archangel Michael. See the little sun at the back? It's just about, it was also the angel of time in old decks of medieval decks of, what was it, about the 1400s, with the Tarot de Marseille. So previously it's also been known as about the angel of time, so it's about giving that time, giving that trust, and getting that balance and moderation right. If you're asked about career and money, well, you may be dealing with difficult or highly sensitive individuals, and it's up to you in the workplace or the bank or wherever you're dealing with this, is to be the diplomat. You're the one who knows, I'm going to play the long game here. This is about time, and things will go in my favour. I trust that it will work out. In money terms, it's time to just pay attention to your budget, your ingoings and your outgoings, and just getting that financial balance right for you. So there we have Angel Michael, but also known as the Angel of Time, this card in general. It's about time and balance and playing the long game. And the wisdom of this card is that you are guided to find the inner peace that you need to play this out and get your life flowing in the direction that you want it to go. If you got our final card, which was number 3 in the picker card, is Judgment, where we have the Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of Annunciation. It was Michael Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel, that brought the news of the second coming with Christ, and Mary being chosen, all of that, which is another story I'm not getting into right now. So it's a Judgment, shows it can be a spiritual wake-up call for you, a renewal, and also a card of second chances. Now, if you're asking about your home and where you're living, you may be drawn to an old property. You may be thinking about somewhere where you lived before and how you may have felt happier, and connecting, well, I want to have that sense, what I liked about that, I want to create that again. Or you may be considering returning to a place where you lived before that holds these happy memories. And soon you will find that in the background of all of this, there's a property decision to be made, and you'll be following your intuition and the guidance of Gabriel to make that decision. But there's a chance when this card shows up that property from the past is going to have an influence on the decisions that you make about where you're living now. As far as relationships go, with this card, you'll find that love is assessed and will shift into a new phase. Now, you may be having some challenges in your relationship, and if that's the case, when judgment comes up as your guidance, you will know that the relationship there's going to be a reconciliation. And if I was doing this and I was shuffling through the deck one at a time and I got this is my first card, I would go, there's a good chance this is going to reconcile this difficulty. And secondly, but it's going to take time. But that's another reading altogether. But just sort of to let you know how they can all detect and connect. Everything's connected, as we know. So only if you deem getting back to the reconciliation, if you think the relationship is worthwhile and you have drawn this card as you were drawn to this card, number 3, then there's a reconciliation will come. And I would get your tarots out if you have one and draw them in the order and do the exercise like we've talked about. Pardon me. And that way you can know whether it's going to be a fast decision to make or whether you need to just sort of take that waiting time with the angel time. So they'll connect with you as well. But I do realise this was part of a pick a card bit, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling on this morning with this. Also, if you're single, someone may come in that you've been with before and re-enter your life. Or you may just be thinking about, I'm going to connect up with someone and just see how they're going. And doesn't mean there'll be a decision to get back together, but there's just this sort of reminiscence energy happening. And you can be deciding, if a relationship's worth trying. Or you may just find that a friend out of the blue just reappears in your life that you haven't seen for a while under this vibration. If you're asking about career and money, acknowledge all your efforts and know that your finances are going to improve. Now, it's a really funny thing. I used to stream on different platforms, and a gaming platform, Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. And whenever another streamer come in, because when you're reading on Twitch, you don't see the person. You don't know anything about them. They usually got some name like Kitchen Knife or something. Usually they're rude. So I've just drawn on the first thing that come into my head. And this card would come up and I'd say, you gaming? And they'd say, yes. So it's a gaming card or a entertainment card, someone in a band, any of those sorts of things. But you may be, with getting back to the drawing of card 3, acknowledge your efforts and successes and knowing that your finances are going to improve because some announcement's going to be made and it's going to be working in your favour. Trust your inner guidance as well of Archangel Gabriel energy coming through to you. And if you just ask for wisdom with this card, accept the past because it's time to begin anew. You've got a second chance at this, so give it a go. So what I thought I would do now to end this video is just pop them back in there, and for a general read, but rounding off the video, I probably should have used the majors only, but so be it. Give them a shuffle and just ask, what guidance do we have today? And we'll just set that camera setting. Beautiful. And I've cut them into 3 and rebuilt them to the power of 1. And I'm just going to do, like I said, and flip through. And the first angel that comes along is going to be the Judgment, as we just talked about. So there's the guidance for today. the card of second chances. Maybe there's a spiritual wake up happening, given what's happening with the planets in the sky and the new moon. There could be a spiritual wake up for us, and a sense of renewal, starting the day afresh, starting the week afresh, starting it all afresh, interesting with the new moon that's been around and recently just changing. And so it's time to just accept the wisdom of what happened in the past is in the past. I can let go of that. I can move on, and it's now time to begin anew. Prepare for the new is the guidance of today for with the Archangel Gabriel as our card. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I'd like to thank you for participating in the pick a card that was the inspiration for this. And I'd like to just refer again that the inspiration came from Liz Dean's book, Tarot Spreads. There she is. Wonderful book. And there's an easy exercise. You don't need to own an angel deck. Angel decks are nice, but you may let the archangels of the tarot speak to you whenever you're needing angel wisdom. So once again, thank you for watching. Would love to hear what you have to say with the comments and the guidance, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now. Thanks for watching once again, because your energy is important.